it was clearly not my intent in referring it to that committee to give them to open that question to further discussion. It was my intent, and I think I stated, for that committee to be able to study and report back to this council on a number of unresolved problem areas. For example, there are 20 to 25,000 functional illiterates in Fort Worth. There are over 800 blind people. There are a multiple of sight impaired people. There are an estimated 4,000 mentally retarded people. And yet the exemption certificates granted by the telephone company total 1,085. Now, I think this council should be interested in knowing why it is that there are only 1,085 exemptions from this charge. And that's an area I think the committee could advise us on. I think additionally, Mr. Augenbaugh, our own staff, stood down here in front of us last week and said that he felt that a sliding scale of free calls, with more free calls during the period of the year when the telephone directory was at its oldest, was more appropriate and fairer than what we had approved. And I thought this committee was created by this council to study questions like that, and I thought that was an appropriate area for the committee to consider.
That's the prerogative of the Fort Worth City Council. The Citizens Utility Advisory Board serves as in an advisory capacity of the council, and the final decision rests with the council. However, I feel with some of the publicity of the past week that perhaps the integrity of that advisory board has been questioned.
What about the comments that the board had already made up its mind and that at least a couple of members, including yourself, had already signed petitions against the 411 charge?
I think the council was well aware of that last week. You know, it had been well publicized what my philosophical stand was on the 411 charge. I still question the wisdom of the council in instigating the 411 charge for those numbers not listed in the directory.